Welcome everyone to the marketing tactics that work for your business. This is Jackie Camacho, your host, and I'm very excited to share this very first webinar with all of you. We are grateful that you're here. And why don't we get to it? We have a lot of information to get through. I think you're going to enjoy all the information that we have to share, and you will walk away with new insights about marketing. So let's begin. So JJR Marketing, in a nutshell, we are a full-service marketing public relations firm. For 2 consecutive years, we have been chosen as one of the top ad and marketing agencies by Clutch, who is basically an independent research firm that does a lot of work with B2B marketing agencies and in different categories, and then they kind of rank them according to their feedback. So we have been blessed with that. And we are celebrating 11 years this year in our business. So we've had an opportunity to work with a lot of companies, a lot of small, medium-sized companies, Fortune 500 companies, and guide them through their process of marketing. Your presenter, this is me, and basically very excited. I founded JJR Marketing in 2006. I have just finished my 10th book, mostly nonfiction, business and motivation. We are passionate about marketing. I'm passionate about elevating our industry and elevating businesses through the power of marketing. So we are constantly creating tools that simplify the ability for somebody to understand all the amazing tools of marketing. We have served as part of the only for-profit business advisor for the annual Crane Chicago Business and Small Business Week. We have been part of the Fox Valley Entrepreneurship Center and just really embedded into the community, embedded not only for with young entrepreneurs, with educational institutions, but also for entrepreneurs that are making their dreams come true. And we seem to be there in every stage of a business. So very excited. And this is just a little bit about, who I am. And why don't we talk about something that has been incredible, something that has happened over the last 10 years in marketing. And you need to understand this, because when you do, it allows the doors to open up to more possibilities for your business. And if you understand how people are receiving information and how people are capturing those thoughts, then you understand what to do about it. So about 10 years ago, we had essentially more of a push marketing approach, where a lot of people would talk about features and benefits, and it was basically the main driver, just features, benefits. The problem is that a lot of people turned off as soon as they saw that you were selling them something. And the big phenomenon, that has taken place over the last few years is that people want more. They want more out of your company. They don't want you to tell them that you're the best company since sliced bread. They don't care about that, because they can do their own research. They have access to information. They can make it happen. What they care about is, what is your why, and how does the why will connect to my what? And in this case, is what are their pains, and how can you, through your why, through content, through articles, can you share with me what's inside the hood, instead of you just telling me that you're the best? Leave that up to me. Let me decide who's the best. So over the last few years, you have probably seen an increased number of blogs and bloggers, and more articles, and more engagement, more events, more experiences, because people want more. They don't want to see a billboard on one of the highways that says, "Hi, I'm the best plumbing company in town." That's not memorable. People don't connect with that. So it's important that you understand this, because it allows you to think differently in your business. It allows you to think outside the box, to bring possibilities and opportunities where you didn't see them before, where you're not telling people about features, benefits, you're talking about the why, and you're sharing more of your story to elevate other people. So that's the biggest transformation in marketing. Then we have some facts that are important for you to know. 72% of small businesses focus on increasing revenue, but they also see great value in establishing new customer relationships. 60%, and marketing and advertising about 40%, 46%. So whether you're a B2B company, a B2C company, the value of customer relationships, it's something that trumps all the marketing in the world. Then we have 43% of the small businesses say that improving customer experience and retention is their top priority to improve revenue growth. A lot of people think, well, marketing is outside of my doors. But the thing is that really good marketing is about anything that has your logo on it, anything that has your brand, your logo, your positioning statement, that's all marketing. And that could be deployed internally, but it could also be deployed externally. So think of that as we move forward. So, interesting fact, in 1970, you as a consumer were exposed to about 500 ads a day. Now, what I mean by ad is anything that has your logo on it. I mean, anything that has like you're a restaurant and you see the ketchup and that's considered an ad, an impression. So imagine fast forward to 2017 to today. Now people are exposed to 30,000 ads per day between social media, online and offline. So clearly there's an information overload, and there is a lack of I call it the attention span has incredibly reduced over the last few years because people are so overwhelmed. You start looking at social media and 3 hours later you find yourself looking at monkeys from Africa when you started searching for something else for your business. You're like, how did I get all that information in the last 3 hours and wasted 3 hours of my life, right? Imagine that's how consumers feel. They feel that everybody's trying to sell them something. They feel that there's no connection and they're overwhelmed with information. There are three main components of marketing. This is super important because this drives your thoughts and ideas as far as what to do for your business. One is your audience. You need to understand your audience. And what I typically say here with audiences is that we have three main audiences. One is essentially your existing clients. Two is those prospects that don't even know that you exist, but they would be ideal for you. And then three are the strategic alliances, those individuals and organizations that will never buy from you, but they will be a witness to creating new business opportunities for you. The next one is the message. What do you want to say, and how can you segment your database properly so you can communicate to your existing clients in a different way, communicate with your prospects in another way, and then a strategic alliance is another way. So give you an example. The audience, you might want to talk about the why with your existing clients. You might want to talk about maybe the key benefits to the prospective client, and then bring in third-party endorsements like testimonials or other sort of articles that tell the story of your company without you saying we're the best. And then finally, for your strategic alliances is how do we create a partnership that will elevate both companies? How do we, if you know that attorneys are people that see your potential audience when you need it, how can you connect with them? How can you create a win-win situation so that they can refer you business on an ongoing basis? That's all based on trust. And finally, vehicles. So if you can ask yourself this question, who's my audience? What do they want to hear? And how am I going to reach them? It'll give you this solid foundation to decide how to go to market. Here's something interesting. This is something that happens with businesses. Right now, I can guarantee you that you have a sales cycle that looks like this. You are up, when you get a lot of sales and projects, which means that you're probably not doing a lot of the sales outreach. When you start to basically finish up those projects, you start to come down and you're like, oh, I should have done more marketing. I should have kept something consistent so that my sales cycle is not up and down, where you're busy and then you are not busy and it sort of, goes up and down. And this is very common for businesses. So now the idea of creating a solid marketing campaign with powerful tactics is that it would allow you to diminish the up and down effect of the roller coaster. So this is how it should look like with marketing. And that's the reason why you do marketing. Your business will always fluctuate. There's a lot of variables besides marketing. There's a lot of, you have staff, you have your team, you have new projects that come in, timeliness, within your business cycle, the seasons of your business. There's a lot of factors that play into this, but if you understand that if you create a solid foundation with marketing, it could diminish the ups and downs. You can make your business more forecastable, and you can project your numbers better because you know that you're not gonna take such deep dives when you're doing your business. So here's an example of all the amazing marketing deliverables available to you. Okay, so when you are running your business, you're thinking, wow, how do I do this? Like, how can I make sure that I know which deliverables to use, what things I need to do, and what things I need to make happen? And so if you look at the ecosystem, you have a lot of different options. And when you think about it, you basically have a plethora of opportunities of things that you could do for your business. And it's overwhelming. You're looking advertising, should I do word of mouth? Should I do SEO, events, out of home? Like, what should I do? And I will walk you through some of the things to understand this. And I encourage you, there's a free app. It's called the Marketing Deliverable Mix that we created, where you could actually download this app on your phone, and it'll tell you a clear definition of each one of these vehicles. It'll tell you the frequency that we recommend that you use them in, and also the correlation between the cost and the effectiveness. So if you have a moment, it's free, and you could have that as a tool. So this is how a good marketing mix for a business could look like. So now, a lot of people say marketing is very complicated. There's a lot of tactics. There's a lot of things that you could do. And yes, the options, the menus, the menu available to us is overwhelming at times. But here's the beauty. In this one diagram with the marketing mix, you're looking at your business as the ecosystem, the center of that. And you're looking at your three main audiences. You're looking at your existing clients, your prospects, and your strategic alliances. And basically, you have all the audiences here. So we have events that typically can be applied to clients and prospects. You have PR that could be applied to 3. So based on the size of the marketing deliverable is the intensity of that vehicle. And based on where they lie on the marketing mix, it'll give you the answers on whether you use a word of mouth approach with existing clients, because it doesn't make sense to use it for prospects, so they don't even know you. Social media you could use for both existing clients and prospects. So this in one single image can give you your entire strategic marketing program. Now, I'm going to share with you something that we've coined, something that we've come up with after many, many years of marketing and working with a lot of different companies. And this is what I'm going to share with you. I guarantee you that not all marketing is created equal. And I'll prove that to you. There are 5 types of marketing, 5 amazing types of marketing. Foundational, executional, time-bound, innovative, and cause. I'm going to dive into each one of these because it'll give you the information that you need. So usually, let me just, perfect. So let's go to foundational. Foundational marketing is basically anything that a business needs in order to be in business. Examples of that are strategic marketing calendars, website landing pages, logos and graphics associated with your brand, social media pages, the foundation of those pages, printed brochures or materials that sustain and talk about the why, and collateral materials such as business cards, letterhead, stationery. So all those things are important. And it's interesting that 1 out of 10 small businesses don't invest in any kind of marketing, which is pretty interesting. So if you want to be in business, if you say, how do I even begin the tactical approach to my marketing? The very first marketing that you should take a look at is foundational marketing. Even if you're an established business, you should think, am I getting the right message across? Am I communicating properly? Is my website the way that it should be? Is my brochure the way that it should look like? So when you have that, even if you already have those established, this foundational marketing approach allows you to think outside the box and say, what are the things that I need to change? Then you go to executional marketing. Executional marketing, imagine this like a beautiful carpet that is laid on the ground on top of the foundation that basically states, this is my commitment to communicate with my audience over the next 12 months. This is what I commit to doing. So if it's 1 blog per month, if it's 1 newsletter per quarter, if it's social media every week, it is of utmost importance that you, as a business owner, as a business executive, commit to a regular interval communications. This creates loyalty, it creates following, it creates a sense of expectation, and it also allows other people to raise their hands to work with you when they're ready to work with you. And that's the beauty. Now we move on to time-bound marketing. Self-explanatory. Time-bound marketing is anything that has a date and a time, whether it's online, offline, if it's happening on a certain date. And the way that you track and measure the success of that program is by people being there or opening up an email on a certain day or being present at a webinar or going to a specific function. Then it's a time-bound marketing. The way you measure a time-bound marketing is exactly by that. The engagement, you measure it by how many opens you had on that email blast that correlated to how many people showed up to the event. And furthermore, how many people were engaged after the event with a post-event marketing. So think about this. Things that you can use to plan an event. Usually with a time-bound marketing initiative, I let it run for 90 days. Very important that you don't just hurry and make that happen, right? You have 30 days before the actual happening to promote it. 30 to 60 days, you can promote it. You can engage people. You can prepare, do all the logistics, production, schedule, whatever you need to do. And then you have the event or the time-bound component, and then you have the post-event marketing wrap-up. Press releases with beautiful photos from the event. You could do, reach out to the media. You could send out an email blast. You can put it on social media. I always recommend that if you're doing anything in your business, I challenge you to find at least 5 ways to promote it. So if you say this morning, you know what, I want to send out an email for the event that we're hosting next month, I encourage you to think of 4 other additional ways to do that. So if I'm going to send out an email, I am also going to post it on social media. I'm going to put it on the blog. I'm going to put it on my website. I'm going to send at least 3 to 5 emails to my key strategic contacts that can help me invite more people. Boom. So now you're becoming an integrated marketer, a strategic marketer that focuses and drives the success of your business by integrating more vehicles. That's time-bound marketing. We have innovative marketing, one of my favorites. Why? Because it's a disruptive marketing approach that drives an unexpected new perspective to existing marketing. So examples of that are awards program. Let's say that you're a financial services firm and you decide to create an awards program where you activate the local community. Or an example is we had a cheese company whose main target audience was the Hispanic market. So I recommended that we did a kind of an honor to moms. In the Hispanic market, moms are, in any culture, but there's this just amazing aura surrounding Mother's Day, and it's so special and it's so sacred and so amazing. So I recommended that we created an awards program for moms. And with that, we activated the community. We got people to vote. Then we led up to an event with a beautiful mariachi, and where we unveiled the top mom of the year. And I got to tell you that campaign was so incredibly received that it actually created an event that had over 200 people, and it created the most successful social media campaign in the history of that company. They've been around for 5 years, and up until that point, they had the most engagement with all the votes that came in and all the voting for their moms. And then we revealed who won at the event. So that was an example of innovative marketing. Innovative marketing usually takes the longest amount of time. It takes about 90 days. Because again, you want to have the pre, during, and after. It's connected to a time-bound component, and it requires the most amount of you and your creativity, thinking outside the box, involving your team. It's typically involving lots of different elements that have to all work together, but the results could be extraordinary with innovative marketing. Cause marketing, another one of my favorites. The name is self-explanatory, right? It's the ability for a for-profit business to connect to a nonprofit. And how amazing is that? To get you and your business inside the constituency, inside the following of a reputable nonprofit organization that aligns with your purpose and you align with their purpose. And how beautiful is it to combine resources, to combine connections, to combine marketing collateral materials and your networks to create and elevate both of you. So this is like one of my favorite things. You can sponsor a charity event, you can provide a scholarship for a nonprofit, you could volunteer with your team. We have actually a $20 million company that we've been working with. And about 5 years ago, we suggested that they go to the local food bank. And all we had to do is basically make a donation, a live donation for the hams or the turkeys, depending on the year, and bring in the team. The beautiful thing, bring in the actual team with T-shirts from this company to take photos, so we can do a photo op with a big check, and then use that for the media. I will tell you that company got featured either on the first page, on the front page, or third page of this Daily Herald newspaper for the last 4 to 5 consecutive years. So newspapers, magazines, TV stations, radio stations, not only do they love feel-good stories, but if there's any trends going on nationally that pertains to you maybe being a thought leader that can connect to a local cause, they love that. They love local characters that can speak about a topic, a subject. They love connecting and bringing people to life. And what's really cool is that you can also if you make a connection with a nonprofit, you could also make an integration to create a public service announcement. Every radio station, every TV station has space that is given to local nonprofit organizations to announce something, to serve the public, and to connect the public with opportunities in the local community. But the beauty is that if you're a for-profit business and you say, well, I will never have access to a PSA because I'm not a nonprofit. When you do a cause marketing campaign, you have access to that too. Let's say that you become the drop-off location for toys this holiday season, and you partner up with Toys for Tots, right? Now you can create a 30-second PSA and even a 15-second PSA to send out to all the radio stations talking about the nonprofit organization. But guess what? You're the drop-off location, so you'll be mentioned in that PSA too, and you can get a ton of free advertising. So think about all these different opportunities to connect your heart to amazing nonprofit organizations that truthfully have a huge following of influential people that you can tap into if you set up a right cause marketing campaign. So here's an example of how all this could look like. Okay, if you look to the left, this is your house. This is your foundation for any business, or is the resetting of your foundation if you're an established business. If you feel that something is missing, if you feel that your messaging is off, if you feel that the content, if you feel that the images on your website or your marketing collateral doesn't align, they don't longer align with who you are and who you want to be, that's where we have an opportunity to do that, right? This is the foundation. So it's either creating and building, or it's refreshing, is revitalizing what you already have as your house. Down here, this is an opportunity for you to create the executional marketing. This is happening throughout the year. You're committed to it. It is not developed to bring you business tomorrow. It's developed to create a sense of mind, a sense of urgency perhaps, but a sense of expectation. And it's created for people to raise hands and say, I am ready to work with you when they are, and for them to have an opportunity to share things. This is an example of, the time-bound components. So you can lay it on top of, you can literally lay this on top of your executional marketing. And then here's your cost marketing campaign. And then right up here, you basically have your time-bound marketing, your time-bound components. So as you can see, this could really represent your next 12 months in a very simple, visual kind of way, where you're saying, you know what? I am doing foundational marketing to make sure I'm properly set up. I am doing executional marketing to make sure that I stay on top of mind and create a sense of expectation. I'm doing innovative marketing to be disruptive, to make people look again and say, wow, they're different, they're unique. I am doing my cost marketing to let people know that I care about the local community. And I'm doing time-bound events to activate my community, my network, to bring them together, because there's, even with all the technology in the world, there's nothing more magic than shaking somebody's hand at an event and saying, you know what? How can I help you? How can I bring you opportunities? Instead of, going there and thinking, oh, what's in it for me? That's typically how people think, right? Now, this is an example of how the visual component could look like. Now, I'm going to share with you some key important elements of this, because remember what I said about the marketing, where we're like, wow, I can't do marketing. It's overwhelming. It doesn't work. How is this going to help me grow my company? How is this going to drive my passion for what I love, which is to serve other businesses, or, bring consumers to my venue? Or how is that going to really make it happen, right? When you look at, this representation of a marketing calendar, you're looking at something that is one page. You're looking at something that it is very easy to understand. You're looking at all of your amazing strategic deliverables by type of marketing. So in this case, we could see the screenshot. We can see executional, time-bound, and cost. And you can see what's happening. You can see how they sort of, play into the marketing. You could also see some color coding, so that you can say, you know what, the blues is Maria at the team, the other one is John, and the other one is me. So all together with this color coordination, we can bring this calendar to life. And you also have the ability to create the investment column here. And if you wanted to, you can put your mission for this calendar right on top of the calendar, or on the side, where in one place you can articulate what is it that you want to achieve, how you're going to get there, and the tactical one-by-one strategic deliverables that you've chosen for your 2017-2018 period. And everyone is going to be on the same page. So now I would like to open it up for questions. And you have the ability on your screen to essentially type up any questions that you have. Okay, perfect. It looks like there's a question coming in. How much money should I spend on marketing? Very, very good question. Usually, for a small business, somebody starting out, we usually recommend that you spend if you can, between $30,000 to $50,000 per year. if you have that ability. If you can't, another way to do this is by using, if you're a manufacturing company, you could actually use a percentage of your square footage to apply for marketing. So for example, if you have an 80,000 square foot facility, typically you invest a percentage of that, so 5 to 7% of the square foot. Or you could also apply that to the amount. So you could say, I would invest, between 5 to 10% from the revenue that I bring in, the net revenue, or you can do it on the top line as well. So there's really no right or wrong answer when it comes to marketing, because you might find that this year you are really excited. This year you have, a lot of different things going on. You have, you are launching a new product, you're launching a new initiative. So next year, you have no major projects that are going on. So you can realistically say, this year, I'm going to invest a lot of my resources to set me up for next year. And next year, I'm going to just, focus more on the executional marketing and keep it alive, right? So here we have another question. Sharon says, I tried following you on cost marketing. I have 3 charities for my event. Can you explain again how to incorporate these charities into my marketing plan? Perfect. I love that. And it falls into the category of cost marketing. So there's a lot of ways that you can do that. Number one, I would recommend, as you're launching your event, to create a partner kit. In other words, creating icons, creating images, creating postables for the event with the logo of the charity so that they can easily share with them. Anytime that you have an opportunity to create tools that people can just plug and play and share, it is an amazing opportunity, because what you're doing is you're basically setting it up on a silver platter for them to expose your event to their network. Another thing that you can do with them is, if the event, it's a time-bound event, and I think you have an amazing opportunity to create a public service announcement. You can create either one with all 3 charities, or you can create one per charity and send it to the local community. Invite the community to attend the event, because part of the proceeds will go to these charities. So it's a wonderful way to do that. So you can put them in the marketing plan. You can actually create a category in your marketing plan, color coding it, letting them know, hey, this is when I'm doing my social media post, and I would love for you to do the social media post the same day or share on the same day, so that it seems coordinated. Everything is flowing, and everything is flowing, accordingly. So creating a kit, creating anything that you can, any sort of tools that allow you to tap into their constituency, to tap into their world and their social media, give them information for the event, for their email blast, for their newsletters, for their marketing collateral. Maybe they're doing a flyer, maybe they have events coming up. Give them marketing collateral they can share with the events, putting their logo on it. So hopefully that answers your question, Sharon. And it looks like I have another question coming in here. Can I use all 5 types of marketing? Awesome question. I love it. Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. You can use all the types of marketing, and actually not only can you use them, but I really encourage you to use all types of marketing, because it is the way to create success for your business. Foundational marketing is not going to get you 1,000 people in the door. Executional marketing is not going to do it, but it's going to keep you on top of mind. So you rely on some of the campaigns that you run to really track and measure the trends of your sales, and measure the engagement, and measure. There's a lot of ways to do that. And talking about measuring, I think it's important that you understand, how can you measure? A lot of people say, well, I've invested all this money in marketing. I have no idea how to do that. How can I make this happen? How can I track the success of my marketing? One is by social media likes, is one way. 2 is social media engagement by the comments that they have. 3 is your Google Analytics report. on your website. What are people visiting? What are they saying? How long are they staying on the page? Obviously, you can measure that by how many phone calls are coming in as you launch and deploy the campaign. You could also measure that by the leads that are coming in. You can measure that by the awareness that you're creating in the community. So let's say that you are creating a landing page, and you're like, how am I going to make sure that I do that? And you've never done any marketing before, and all of a sudden you launch this marketing campaign, and you're thinking, how am I going to measure the success of that marketing campaign? One way to do that, and I do this with clients all the time, we look at the before on the Google Analytics, the revenue, and then we look at the after. Because a lot of times it might not be a clear definition of something, especially if you do a word of mouth campaign. However, you can see the sales cycle, you can see the trends. How come that you are 3% up when you never did marketing campaign and now you're doing marketing, right? So now Aaron asked, what is an example of search engine marketing? An example of search engine marketing is basically, or SEM, is basically your ability to define keywords that can trigger and elicit a response from the people that are searching on the major search engine. So search engine marketing is usually expensive, and because you're essentially buying the clicks and the keywords that you choose. So give you an example. Many times people will say, well, I'm going to choose the word nice, for example, right? That as it relates to your business. The problem is that a lot of people are paying for that word, and there's a lot of competition. So you basically have to make a decision. Do I choose the word that has a lot of hits, the word that everybody's searching for, or do I use an alternate term that could be cheaper to buy as far as the term and the click-throughs that doesn't have as much competition? Maybe you do a combination of both. The thing with SEM is that when you do it, it could cause an amazing, beautiful ranking on your social media, on your website. The moment that you stop paying, you also drop as well. So an alternative to search engine marketing, or a combination thereof, is search engine optimization, which is the use of the embedded keywords in your content, creating fresh content constantly, creating all those different opportunities to basically combine, because it might take longer organically to build, but over the long term, you actually have a lot more sustainability with that. So I usually recommend to do search engine marketing when you have a special product that you're launching and you're promoting a specific page, a landing page on your website that you want people to download a guide or download a book or do something like that. So hopefully that answers your question. And then we also have Enrique. He has a question about, you mentioned an app that we can download during the presentation. Yes, I'm going to share the link to download. Basically, if you go to our website, www.jjrmarketing.com, you scroll down, you'll be able to download your app for free. You can download it on your phone or go to the website. You could also look it up on the iPhone app, the App Store, and the Android as well. We have it available on the Android. So if you just go to the App Store and find the marketing deliverable mix, you'll be able to download the deck of cards. If you're interested and if you'd like to get a live copy of the cards, I will be happy to send you a complimentary deck of cards. All you have to do is go to our website, jjrmarketing.com, and send us a message with your address, and I'll be happy to send you the cards this week. So that, apparently there's no more questions here, and I hope that the information that I share with you, the new perspective about marketing and how marketing could be the driving force of your business. Marketing could be the determining factor, it could be the catalyst that takes your business to the next level. And understanding the key components, understanding there's many different kinds of deliverables so that you're not frustrated if you're doing social media for a week and it doesn't work. Now you understand that you have to do at least 5 vehicles, at least do them for 90 days to be able to assess the success of that vehicle. And now you also know that there are different types of marketing, and marketing that is created to produce many different results based on what you're trying to achieve. So with that, I leave you today to enjoy, to go back and embrace your business, embrace your marketing, to ask questions and to create strategies and marketing tactics that work. Thank you very much for joining us.